This morning, I woke up at 40:30 and sat alone by the ocean while it was still dark. I watched the waves and found myself crying. I am the product of where I began. I grew up in the slums of India at the very bottom of society, and I witnessed the harshest realities of that life. I did whatever I had to do to escape it. Along the way, kind people entered my life and changed my direction forever. I became the first in my family to receive a high school education, and somehow everything aligned at just the right moment. Even today, I ask myself why this happened for me. People born into poverty, especially in third world countries, rarely escape. The life I live now was never even part of my imagination growing up. Sitting there by the ocean, looking at the sky, I asked myself a deeper question. What is my purpose now? I've achieved enough to never work again if I choose to, but that doesn't feel like enough. Maybe it's a desire to give back. Maybe it's the feeling that something is missing. Or perhaps it's something else entirely. Grace. I often find myself overwhelmed, not with sadness, but with gratitude. When I think about where I came from and who I get to be in the lives of others and my family today, the emotion comes instantly. I've realized that while I worked hard, grace also played a role. Many others came from the same circumstances and didn't make it out. Instead of questioning why, I choose gratitude. That gratitude connects me to a higher sense of purpose. I believe that whatever God places in front of me, another person, a challenge, or an opportunity, is there for a reason. My responsibility is to recognize the grace in that moment and use it for something greater. Leaving poverty didn't mean leaving my culture. Indian culture is deeply beautiful, one of my favorites in the world. What I left behind was the part that discarded humanity. Now, I'm rediscovering and honoring the beauty of where I came from, and with that comes relief, curiosity, and purpose. You never truly get an answer to why, because grace has no limitations. It simply offers opportunity. That's why I want to feed 1 billion people. They don't need to thank me. In fact, it feels even better that they never know I'm the source. Children in India receive clean water every day without knowing who made it possible. I don't do it for recognition. I do it because grace was there for me, and I want to be a source of grace wherever I can. When we respond to that calling, whatever form it takes, we keep grace alive. Giving back becomes a way of honoring what was already given to us, the grace of life, of love, of family, and of the relationships that make everything meaningful. Dear friends, the grace of our child, the grace of all of you, the grace of friendship. I mean, if we can't be happy with all of this, then what are we going to do? And yet there are so many people who aren't happy because they don't see the grace in it. They're missing God or the universe, or whatever word you choose to use. They've removed that force from the center of their appreciation. When you believe there's a higher purpose in it all, you don't need to know exactly what that purpose is. There isn't just one purpose. When people obsess and say, "What's my purpose?" I don't know my purpose. I always think, what makes you believe you only have one? My purpose changes based on who is in front of me. There are certain things that are constant. I'm here to help. I'm here to love. I'm here to grow, learn, expand, share, break through, and have fun. These are core intentions. No matter what happens in my life, these intentions can always be met. And you have core intentions too. You'll discover them soon. When you begin to see them, you realize that no matter what's happened in your life, certain things always show up. Even in the toughest moments, you find a way to laugh. That's something I learned over the last 23 years of my life. My wife helped me with that immensely, as did dear friends who walked beside me. What you're experiencing right now is beautiful. You're experiencing what you've been waiting for. You're coming home to yourself. You're separating the pain from the culture and realizing that your culture is not just survival in the slums. Your culture is ancient. It's beautiful. It has thousands of years of history, not hundreds. And it deserves your love because you came out of it. I'm grateful you came out of it. Your presence here is beautiful. All of us can feel it. We can feel your presence. So, what is required of all of us? Faith. Every religion agrees on that. They don't agree on the name of God, how to honor God, or the form God takes, but they all agree on faith. The only people who truly live dark lives are those without faith. Have you ever gone so fast through life that you didn't notice the water? You were driving past the trees, the sky, the sun, the moon, the clouds, or the wind on your face. When you slow down, you begin to feel. That's part of meditation, slowing down. But your preference is to go home inside yourself. And when you do, you feel gratitude for all that life has given you, grace has given you, God has given you. Call it whatever you want. Call it grace. Call it the universe's grace, God's grace. Krishna, Muhammad, Buddha, Christ. Choose any language you like. It's still grace. Grace is something you didn't have to earn. And that means your soul must be worth more than you realize just as it is. Before you did anything, before you escaped that environment, before you received help, before you grew into the man you are today. And when you realize that, it becomes even more joyful to spend time with the person you've become. And when you enjoy being with that person, life becomes something you truly enjoy. At the end of the day, life is not asking you to figure everything out. It's asking you to notice the grace that's already present, to notice the people who showed up when you needed them, to notice the strength you didn't know you had and the faith that carried you when nothing else could. You don't need one perfect purpose to live a meaningful life. Purpose is created in moments when you choose love over fear, gratitude over entitlement, faith over doubt. When you slow down long enough to feel the miracle of simply being alive, grace didn't bring you this far by accident. It didn't wait for you to earn it. It met you where you were, and it continues to meet you where you are now. And the greatest way to honor that grace is not with words, but with action by becoming a source of it for others. So live with appreciation, lead with compassion, give without needing recognition. Trust that whatever is placed in front of you is there for a reason. And when you do that, you don't just find meaning, you become it. Because the most fulfilled life is not the one that takes the most, it's the one that gives the most.